Hello, everyone. Have you ever walked into a room and then suddenly forgotten why you went there? Maybe you opened the fridge, looked inside, and thought, wait, what was I trying to get? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. I've done it. My friends have done it. In fact, it's so common that one of my neighbors calls it her daily brain adventure. She says, at my age, every trip to the kitchen is a surprise. But let me ask you this. Does forgetting little things mean your brain is going downhill? Is memory loss just a normal part of getting older? Well, not exactly. Today, we're going to talk about how we can stay sharp no matter our age. And yes, there are ways to train your brain, just like you can train your muscles. So grab a cup of tea or coffee, sit back, and let's give your brain a little workout. Because staying mentally sharp isn't about being perfect. It's about staying curious, keeping our minds engaged, and living with purpose even when we misplace our glasses for the fifth time today. Part 1. What happens to the brain as we age? As we get older, it's natural for some changes to happen in the brain. It may take a bit longer to recall names or learn something new. But according to the National Institute on Aging, these changes don't have to stop us from living a sharp, active life. You see, the brain has this wonderful ability called neuroplasticity. That's just a fancy word meaning your brain can adapt, grow, and build new connections at any age. Yes, even in your 60s, 70s, or 80s, your brain is still capable of change. Like a garden, if you plant the right seeds and give it regular care, it can continue to thrive. In one study by the University of California, researchers found that older adults who regularly challenged their minds improved their memory and attention within just a few weeks. So next time you catch yourself saying, I'm too old to learn that, remember science says otherwise. Part 2. Brain training activities that really work. Let's now talk about what really works when it comes to brain training. First, let's start with physical movement. You might be surprised, but exercise is one of the best things you can do for your brain. Why? Because physical activity increases blood flow, delivering more oxygen and nutrients to your brain cells. It also encourages the release of growth factors that help new neurons develop. According to the Alzheimer's Society, people who are physically active have a 35% lower risk of cognitive decline than those who are inactive. So, what kind of exercise are we talking about? It doesn't have to be anything extreme. Even brisk walking, dancing, gardening, or gentle yoga can make a big difference. I know a gentleman in my neighborhood named Mr. Choi. He's 75, and every morning at 6:30 sharp, he goes out for a 20-minute walk around the park. He waves at the trees like they're old friends. When I asked him why he does it, he said, I walk to remember, not just names, but feelings. The smell of the grass, the sound of the birds, it keeps my brain awake. Second, give your brain some mental challenges. Try crossword puzzles, memory games, card games like bridge or solitaire, learning how to use a smartphone or tablet, taking an online course. It doesn't need to be hard. It just needs to be new. When you do something new, your brain forms new pathways. That's like building new roads in a city. It helps traffic flow more smoothly. One study published in JAMA Neurology found that older adults who learned a complex skill like quilting or digital photography showed significant improvements in memory. And don't worry if you're not perfect at it. Struggling is part of the process. In fact, it's a sign your brain is working hard, and that's a good thing. I'll tell you about Ms. Han, a retired school teacher I met in a local community center. She started learning Spanish through an app just 10 minutes a day. She told me I may not speak it fluently, but when I can order churros in Spanish, I feel like I just passed a test. Third, let's not underestimate the power of social connection. Human beings are social by nature. When we talk, laugh, and share stories, our brains light up. Loneliness, on the other hand, can shrink brain areas like the hippocampus, which is important for memory. So if you haven't seen an old friend in a while, call them. If your neighborhood has a book club or walking group, join it. Volunteering is also a great way to stay connected. Helping others boosts your mood, gives you purpose, and keeps your brain engaged. Part 3. Lifestyle habits that support brain health. Let's move to the everyday things that make a big difference over time. First, sleep. Sleep isn't just for rest. It's when your brain cleans up, literally removing waste that builds up during the day. Poor sleep has been linked to faster memory loss and even dementia. Try to go to bed at the same time each night. Keep your room dark and quiet, and avoid screens an hour before bedtime. Second, nutrition. The food you eat feeds your brain. Include more omega-3 fatty acids from fish or flax seeds, berries which are full of antioxidants, leafy greens like kale or spinach, nuts and seeds, whole grains like oats and brown rice. Limit sugary snacks, fried foods, and too much alcohol. A healthy brain runs on clean fuel. Third, manage stress. Chronic stress raises cortisol levels, which harms brain tissue over time. Take deep breaths, listen to music, talk to a friend. Even 5 minutes a day of calm can make a big difference. One elderly couple I know sets aside 10 minutes every evening to sit together. No phones, no TV, just sipping tea and talking. They call it their brain break. It's sweet, simple, and effective. Part 4, can technology really help? Now, what about those brain training apps and games? Do they work? Some do, especially those designed with science in mind. Games that improve reaction time, focus, and short-term memory can be helpful. But here's the thing, don't rely on just apps. The best brain workout is a mix of physical, mental, and social activities. So yes, play a game on your tablet if you enjoy it. But also take that walk, call a friend, try something new. Your brain, like your body, needs variety to stay in shape. Conclusion, let's keep that brain blooming. Let me leave you with this thought. Your brain is a garden. It needs regular watering, mental challenges, healthy food, good sleep, connection with others. And it needs sunshine, curiosity, laughter, and purpose. You don't need to do it all in one day. Pick one small habit, stick to it, then add another. Maybe today write a short journal entry. Tomorrow go for a gentle walk. Next week learn one word in another language. And the next time you forget what you were about to say, just smile and say, "My brain must be processing something brilliant. It'll come to me soon." You are never too old to grow, never too late to learn, and never too far from staying sharp. Thank you for joining me today. If you found this helpful, leave a comment below. What's one activity you'd like to try this week to train your brain? Let's inspire each other. Stay strong, stay curious, and most of all, stay sharp.